If you're looking for a way to make your own color corrector today, then you are so in the right place because today's video is all about how to make your own color corrector using some concealer, obviously, and some eyeshadow out of your own palettes that you already have. If you're interested to see if you can do this yourself at home or in a pinch, then go ahead and keep watching and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it right now. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you've been here for a bit, if you are new, I am super glad that you're here today. My name is Lauren and my channel is all about making beauty easy for the girl who thinks that she can't. My hope today is that you will consider subscribing to my channel and even hitting that notification bell, which is somewhere up above, so that you can get alerted every single time I upload new videos, which is every single Friday. I also have a Facebook group that is private and it's a community of girls just like you and me that get together and we chat about makeup products we love, makeup products we hate, do-it-yourself things that we're doing. I also go live once a week for my weekly show called Contour and Converse, where I create a makeup look in real time with y'all. And if you would like to be a part of a community of girls just like you and me, then I would love for you to click on that description box below and join us today so you don't miss anything in that group. I'm also gonna ask that if you are super excited to learn how to make your own do-it-yourself color corrector, that you would smash that thumbs up button right now because it really helps me out so much and it shows me that you're excited. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video, which is all about making your own color corrector. So basically how this kind of came to be, and there's probably a hair in my face that entire intro, but that's okay, I'm gonna let it go. This came to be because I had sent out an email to my subscribers, and if you wanna join that group, you certainly can. There's links for you down below to join that to get weekly emails from me. But I had sent out some makeup tips, and one of the tips that I had shared with them a couple of weeks ago that you could actually have a do-it-yourself moment and make your own color corrector if you ever got in a pinch. You can basically make your own color corrector with some concealer and some eyeshadows like I showed you guys a little bit ago, and that is exactly what we are going to do today. So I'm gonna jump to some footage of me with a little bit more of a bare face because this is the makeup look that I kind of created to go over the color corrector, which is super simple and very basic. Well, sort of. It's mostly basic. It was a lot of foundation. You'll see when you get to it. But basically, I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do that. And if you ever need to know how to make color corrector, then now you'll have a video teaching you how to do it. I hope you guys enjoy this video as much as I did to make it, and I'll see you guys in like 2 seconds when we jump to the clip of me showing y'all how to make some do-it-yourself color corrector. All right, y'all, let's get this show on the road as we create some color corrector. I'm super excited to do this with you guys. So I don't have on a whole lot of makeup. I basically have on a, what is this? A blurring skin tint. I couldn't even think of the name, had to grab it, and a little bit of a BB cream that I mixed with it, a little bit of blush and some mascara and obviously some eyebrows. Come on now. So I have those things on. I'll remove those as we go, but I wanted to do this with you guys because I thought it'd be interesting to try. I've seen it done so many times and seen articles about it, all that good stuff, but I have never tried making my own color corrector. So I'll have you guys know we're gonna use our NYX one that I used in the video that I did on color corrector a few months ago, and I'll go ahead and link that for you guys if you did in fact miss that, but this is what I used in that, so we're gonna try to replicate the colors that I did in fact use on that. And it's taking several palettes. It's taking like 4 palettes for me to be able to create this today, just because it's really difficult. Even though I have a crap ton of eyeshadow, y'all, it's kind of hard to find like purples and greens and yellows that are not shimmery. So I'm gonna do the best I can with what I have. So hopefully it doesn't come out all crazy, but let's go ahead and give it a try. So let me find my knife. Here it is, my handy dandy butter knife. You'll need a butter knife. You're gonna need your concealer that you would normally use, and I'm just gonna use my Revlon Color Stay. It's the lightest one I have. Not that that matters, that's just what I use most commonly. So I'm gonna use that, and then we're gonna start with, let's see, the purple color because it's on top. So the palette that I have for this purple color is from Pacifica, and it's one that I got in an Ipsy Glam bag like several months ago, and I'm going to use, you guys see these here? This is the purple color in the NYX palette, and then I'm going to use this one right here on the very end. I actually originally was gonna use this one, but I think now looking at that, that looks really shimmery and really dark. They both still have a little bit of shimmer, but unfortunately I have like 0 purples that are light, that are like a lavenderish color that don't have shimmer. So we're just gonna give it a go. So I'm going to take my knife, and I held up this like it was a knife, but my knife, and a little bit of that powder, and I'm gonna scrape it, my powder eyeshadow, and scrape it onto my candle lid. So I don't have 3 hands, so I'm gonna do my best to try to do this in the camera for you guys, but you'll see it here in a second. I'll hold it up. So I'm just gonna like scrape off the top layer. So we're not gonna scrape off like a whole lot. Oh, it does actually pull off quite a bit, so you guys can see. And then I'm just gonna let it fall onto my palette. Tap it off here. Ooh, it's so pretty. Okay, I can't tilt it up all the way because I think I would dump the color out or off, but you guys can see that. So then what I'm gonna do is take my concealer, and should I mix this with a brush? You guys, I don't even know. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'm just gonna grab this brush right here. It's a Sigma round brush that I have, and I'm just gonna take concealer and put it on that. If that doesn't work, then I'll try something else. I might even have a pump concealer. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, let me grab, you know what? I have this. I will use this because it like flows out. I'm gonna say that just on a whim here that I think these are probably gonna be easier to use than using something with an applicator, just because it's gonna be hard to dump out concealer. You probably could use foundation too, now that I think about it. But you know, we're just gonna use concealer because that's what I've seen it done with. So, okay, so let me set that aside, and I'm just going to squirt a little bit, or a lot of it, either way, into that, and then we'll mix it up and see what we get. A lot of powder still, a lot of powder, y'all. So hold on, we're gonna add more concealer to that palette. It's all over the brush though. Okay. So now let me go ahead and scrape off a little bit more eyeshadow. So clearly this is a lot of work. If you do this, I mean, it would have to be kind of like I'm in a pinch situation, because obviously I wouldn't spend the time to do this unless I was just really in a pinch. But hey, it's kind of cool to know that you can do it. In fact, it still looks like concealer though. I don't see where it's all purpley yet. I mean, that does not quite look like that, does it? So we're gonna add that darker purple and see if that changes it at all. So I'll add a little bit. Again, I'm scraping it off with a knife on the top. Just, let me see if I can show you guys, like so. And then we'll do a little bit more concealer. I wonder if a beauty sponge would work better. I didn't dampen it, so hold that thought. I'm gonna go dampen this real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, hey, I'm back. It's damp, so I'm just gonna try and mix this in. Now it looks a little bit more purple. It definitely it's not quite lavender, but it definitely looks more purple on there. Pretty cool. So now I need to take off some makeup and try to add a little bit of brightness to my face. So I'm gonna go ahead and strip off. You guys can watch me do that, I suppose. I should have used the green first because I've got some redness going on and I have a zit right here that will be interesting to cover up. Y'all know those eyebrows look too pretty to pull off today. Ain't happening. So we're gonna kind of do maybe like a halvesies, kind of like what we did with the original color correction video, and see how this works. So I'm gonna take the NYX palette first, and I'm just gonna apply a little purple here, and then a little purple over here. This was where I felt like I sometimes look dull, so we're gonna see how it does. Obviously that's a pretty lavender, and this might have dried up a little, but we'll give it a shot. So that is, wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of purple. But it's not as bright, obviously, but it does give you a nice coverage. So, you guys, I'm pleasantly surprised with that. That's a pretty nice little coverage here. So let me go ahead and like buff this in. So we'll just kind of pounce it along, because then I gotta make the other colors. So the only other thing that I think is kind of like a negative about doing something like this is if you're in a freaking hurry, but you use all the colors of your color correctors that are out there, you can spend 30 minutes making color corrector, and that is not time efficient at all. However, I do like my face in this shade of purple. It's nice. Okay, and then let me buff this in. These are super creamy, the NYX ones. My other ones that I have, which I think I showed you guys in the halvesies video I did of this, were like this, and those are thick, And they're not as buttery, so they don't mix in as easily. But the NYX ones do, which is why I love that 6-panel palette. All right, so that's good enough for that. Okay, so let's go in with yellow. That is next on my palette here. And I'm gonna use, again, we got some shimmer going on, but there's not really much I can do about it. So I'm gonna use, I think it was, hold on, I gotta hold it up. I think it was, ooh, I don't wanna be flipping y'all off, sorry. This one right here, I think is what I'm gonna use to try and match that on the yellow. And we're gonna put that on my eyelids because I have a little bit of veininess on my eyelids, and this is what I used it for last time. Okay, so clearly this is a hassle. If there's anything you figured out about this video is that these are a freaking hassle. Girl, just go and buy you some color corrector. You could turn this video off right now. Just go buy you some color corrector. Don't even waste your time. I'm just teasing, please finish my video. Okay, so I have just enough on there. I'm gonna use that same concealer. Again, a squirt concealer is probably gonna be your best option for this, just because it is really hard to get anything out of something that isn't, well, it has an applicator. Okay, and that brush can't be used now. Oh man, what am I gonna mix this with? So then I have to dirty all kinds of brushes to do this too? This seriously is a hassle. I'm gonna use this other end of my sponge, and I'm just dabbing it in. And we're gonna take what's on there and roll with it. So we're gonna go right on top here. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, ignore the fact that I forgot to take off the top layer of mascara that I have on. Oh well. You know, that could almost pass as an eyeshadow, y'all. It's pretty. Okay, and then we're gonna have to go ahead and remove that underneath the eyes. Wow. All right, and now I'll use my ring finger and apply on the right side. That is really bright. But you know what? That looks pretty similar. This one is obviously a little bit brighter, but it does look pretty similar. That looks pretty cool. So, let me get my mirror close because I feel like I'm seeing texture here. Yeah, it's a little textured for sure. Okay, so that one is done. We'll set that aside. And then now for the green one, and you guys are gonna laugh. This is the only green that I have that does not have any pigment, and it is freaking bright. So it is the color Jada from the Jaclyn Hill palette, which kind of sort of matches this minty green that's in the NYX palette. So we're gonna try it. We'll see how it goes. So let me wipe off my palette again. So I'll just kind of do what I did in the original video and just go ahead and, you know, green up the cheeks. This is also making a gigantic mess on my desk, in case you're interested. I'm gonna go for a clean in on my sponge. Oh girl, that is dark. Oh man. Oh man. I feel like this is a mistake. It's too late now, we're already in it. Okay. So, that'll definitely cover up red. But it might make your face really green in the process. We'll have to see when I put on foundation. So I'm just gonna try and buff it in as best I can. I think this would work if you had a lighter green. The green anyway is always gonna show up a little bit with the color corrector, even when you blend it down, just because it is green. So keep that in mind. Not sure it's covering up though. There we go, that zit, unless I keep it super green. The hard part is it's a shadow, so you're pushing a shadow right into your face, which is so different than pushing a creamy product in. So, and that's really bright, obviously, but this one, it does get a little creamy. Well, let me say this. This one does disappear a little bit more as you buff it into your face because it's creamy. It almost pushes down. See, that kind of disappears a lot more than this green shadow business we got going on over here. But hey, we're trying something new today, right? You guys get to let me be the guinea pig before you actually try something like this to see if it works for you. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. A little unorthodox, but we're gonna go for it. I am going to just dot a little concealer and see if I can't conceal that down a little. We have no more clean area to this sponge. It doesn't blend in beautifully, but it does tone down some of that shadow. So I'm basically going in between these two colors because, as I mentioned in my last color correction video, I mix these two together typically, so I'm just gonna try to find something kind of in between. And what I found was a palette that I have from Morphe also that is basically a whole bunch of browns and peaches. So I think that'll pretty much work, and I think I discovered that this color and this color seem to match pretty well. So I'll scrape those two off and mix them together and then apply the concealer that way. Those look so crabby now that I've scraped a bunch of stuff off of them. I hate that. The things I do for y'all, right? Okay, so here's my pre-made mixture. Homemade, my homemade mixture. So I'll do this side first. And this is where I would normally conceal to do a color corrector. Looks very similar to concealer that I already use, I promise. There's a lot of eyeshadow in there. Just gonna pack it on. And then I will use my finger a little softly. I was getting excited and going in there kind of fast. Be gentle with your under eyes, y'all. Okay, but that looks pretty nice. I don't know what y'all can see, but it looks, oh, almost knocked something off. It looks pretty nice. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix this one and put that on the right eye. As my arm gets in the way again. Back up, there we go. Didn't get enough, okay. So y'all, that looks pretty similar, I think. Okay, I think that we are pretty much color corrected all over. The only place that's really standing out to me that is just like, holy cow with the color is the green over here. But I'm gonna go ahead and clean off my candle top, and then let's try and put some foundation on and see what you think. So I'm gonna use Peach Perfect. I don't remember what I used in that video for this. So we're just gonna wing it. I am really white right now still, so I think that this is as close as I'm gonna get to matching my skin. I could probably lighten it a little bit, actually. I'll use my LA Pro Girl Coverage, my white foundation lightener, just a bit, because this foundation, we just have not, we were out in the sun a little this weekend and then it rained. But it's just not as, it's not matching my skin, y'all. It's just not. Okay, every part of me wants to use this beauty sponge, but it is really dirty. So I'm gonna have you guys hold for another second while I go and dampen one more beauty sponge. This one, I will be right back one more time. All right, I am back. We have a cleaner sponge now, so we're gonna go ahead and mix in our foundation. And let's start on the side with the eyeshadow and see how it turns out. Bend my mirror down a little. Okay guys, moment of truth. Is it gonna cover up all that green? Looking pretty green still. Y'all, this could be an absolute disaster. Or you guys just need to find a better green, because I'm sure that if I would have found something a little lighter, I might not see it as much. Okay, I'm out of foundation, so I've got to add a little bit more. I feel like it's doing a pretty good job. I see a couple spots where that green is kind of seeping through. So I'm just gonna add another layer, because I feel like that would be the only way that you might get rid of all of that, which would pretty much be full coverage anyway. So I would say that if you're gonna use this method, you probably wanna try a full coverage foundation, because adding that second layer already has covered up all that green that was still sitting there. Ooh girl, let's not ruin these brows. The struggle is real, y'all. Y'all know how I feel about it. If I got a good brow day, we want to hold it out. I'm really wanting to try, this is totally random. I'm wanting to try one of those brow tattoo things. Have you guys seen those? Like Maybelline has one. There's a couple of other products where it does the strokes, but use my stencil, which by the way, if you've never seen my brow stencil video, because that is how I get these brows, I'll link that for you guys so you can see it. But I really want to try my brow stencil with one of those not permanent, ooh, that would be bad. One of those like tattoo liner eyebrow things that last several days, and see if that, you know, like if I could actually hold a shape like this and like rock that for 4 days without having to do my brows over again. I still need more foundation. Yeah, we are going super full coverage here. We're gonna look all plastic, like I'm gonna have to get a hammer and an ice pick later to get off my foundation, but you know, that's how I roll sometimes. Okay. Okay, y'all, we have a lot of foundation on, but here's the truth of the matter. If you can't tell, I can tell if it's making me chuckle. My skin is a little bit more white than my neck, but I'm gonna have to bronze my face to kind of bring some life back into it because I think I went a little heavy on the foundation lightener. All right, guys, I am back. I have all the makeup on that I put on my face, obviously. So I'm looking at it and I'm pretty impressed. So the only thing that's a little weird here is that my foundation feels a little bit full and cakey and heavy because I had to use so many layers to feel like I could cover up the green. But the coverage is gorgeous, like it's really pretty. So I'm very happy about that. And then I did a little bit of a nude. Oh, I've got mascara right here. Well, that sucks. I did pretty much a nude eye look for you guys, but it covered up the yellow pretty well. I just used 2 browns. But I gotta say, other than this taking forever, I think the coverage is really nice. You just have to be willing to build up that foundation. So I like it. And I'm pretty impressed with it. And I did darken up. I've got mascara everywhere, y'all. I don't even know how this happened, seriously. It's like I flick it somehow and it just like goes everywhere. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the coverage. I do think that if you're gonna do this, know that it's gonna take some time. So if you do have to make your own color corrector, I would say make it beforehand because that's probably what took the longest was finding the eyeshadow and then making it and all of that. So applying it versus making it and applying it is obviously gonna take you less time, so I would say that would work. And I was able to bronze up my face pretty well from the intense amount of lightness that was in my face from lightening the foundation too much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this today. It was really fun to kind of do another DIY with y'all and to create some kind of like makeup out of some stuff that I had laying around. So just know that if you're ever in a pinch, you can do this. But definitely give yourself some extra time, if that's possible, being in a pinch to be able to make your own color corrector. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel yet, go ahead and do that now so that you don't miss any more videos. They're coming your way always, every single Friday. And of course, connect with me on social media. And if you do actually try to make your own color corrector, please, for heaven's sakes, tag me. I would love to know about it. Until then, I will see you guys next week for my next video on Friday. Hashtag Reform Tomboy Family. I'll see y'all next week. I have cat hair somewhere. I feel it. I feel it. There we go.